Hello everybody, and my name is Bardan. Today I'm going to be showing you my Sunlab access management system. I made the program in Python. I have a uh, few files here, a main file, a styles file, a admin file, and a Firebase initiation file. Um, yeah, so I made it with PyQt6 for the GUI, and I'm using Firebase Firestore as the database. So I have two different collections here: users, where it has everyone's PSU ID, name, status, and then the access logs, which have been populated from previous recording attempts. But let's run this code. We'll get a dashboard. So from here, we can either sign in, sign out. We can access the admin panel, or we can exit. When we exit, it just exits the code. Say we want to sign in, so it's going to ask you for your Penn State ID. Penn State IDs start with 9 and are in total 9 digits long. So let's put in a word. It also checks uh, if there are any text in there. If there is text in it, it says please enter a valid PSU ID. If there is any random numbers, it also says the same thing. Or I'm sorry, it says ID not found because this is 9 digits. Um, so let's get a ID here from Dwayne. We're gonna sign Dwayne in. Once we, so 4 logs so far. If we sign in /out, it successfully logged entry into the Sunlab, and then it adds a new document for Dwayne, the ID, the entered timestamp, and then the exited timestamp is null. If we sign out again, it says successfully logs exit from Sunlab. So now we have, it enters in the timestamp for that. If we have another sign in, it logs another log. So each log has an entered and exited time. Um, yep. So I just made this a lot easier, just so it's a lot easier to catch errors. So users can't sign in twice, if that makes sense. This way, it actually makes sense of how we access the lab. Um, we can go back here and go to the admin panel. For the admin panel, we have you can either go back, and then we have users and the access log. So here it's going to ask for admin ID. Admin ID will be defined in here, where the first name is admin. Copy that in there and paste it in there. We can open up or actually let's do some error checking. So if it doesn't make sense, if it's not a real admin ID, or if there's letters in there, it just says admin not found. If we have the correct admin ID, we click on users. It opens up the admin users management window. It has the first name, the last name, PSU ID, and the status. If the status is active, then the action will be to suspend uh, that specific user. So let's say we suspend me right here. So we're going to suspend me. We can go to users, find where I am, and then it updates my status to suspended. We can click reactivate, and then it'll set it back to active. If we send suspend me, and then I try to sign in, it will say your account has been suspended. So I'm unable to do anything until uh, until the admin reactivates my account. Admin ID is also a valid ID to enter and sign in and out of the Sunlab. So this would make sense for teachers or professors who want to go into the Sunlab, as well as also manage users. So we can open up the users and then reactivate. It'll update my status back to active. Uh, that's pretty much all I have for the admin users management panel. For the access logs, it's the same way. You type in the ID. Here we have the Penn State ID, the full name, and entered and exited the Sunlab. So we can see Dwayne entered and exited, and then Dwayne entered at this time but didn't exit. So there's an NA for that. We can sort by any of these. We can either sort by Penn State ID, the timestamp, the first name, last name. So we can have, we can search for my last name, PHU. So it'll just show up mine. If we erase that, then click search, it just search back to everything. We can search with timestamp, so 2023-09-14, as well as the time. So basically exactly how it's written here. So we can do 02, and let's say I want to get uh, all of the times from the 15 seconds or the 50th second. So then it shows up the 50th second. We can also search for not NA. So this will show all users who have yet exited the Sunlab. We can also search by Penn State ID. So let's do 96002 for my Penn State ID. So and then it'll just show mines. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then back and exit.